Okay. It has begun.
Starting to come around, are we?
What did you do to me?
Nothing. I only needed one more scan of mine.
Scan? What day is it?
October 30th. Does that date hold any meaning to you?
Should it? What is that?
Do you know who Adam and Michael Brentwood are?
The murder took place in this very house 5 years ago. These are some of the newspaper articles that describe it.
Yes. Michael murdered Adam, and then he committed suicide in a psychiatric prison.
It's a success.
What are you talking about?
"7 years ago, my two sons, Adam and Michael, were to begin fall semester as freshmen at a university of which I was the head of pharmacology research. Along with my two sons, you were also in your first year at the same institution. This came as no surprise to me, since the three of you had been close friends since childhood, and you wanted to graduate together.
I was never friends with them.
Further proof of my brilliance.
Why are you telling me this?
You want to know who I am, don't you?
Yes?
Then shut up and pay attention. In February of that same year, my department within the university had been awarded the exclusive rights in advancing the development of a drug patented by a major pharmaceutical company. The end goal would be the cure for Alzheimer's disease, making me the next great innovator of modern medicine in the process. I was skeptical, but after we enhanced the drug over a 3-month period, the revealing data in our studies with lab rats was consistent and undeniable. All I needed was a long-term clinical trial involving humans.
So you started testing the drug on Alzheimer's patients?
On the contrary, we needed young, healthy test subjects. The drug only worked in a brain with fully functioning nerve cells. The goal of this study was to pinpoint the synergy of the drug in correlation with the brain chemistry in a healthy adult, which prevented the death of nerve cells and regenerated the dead ones. Since the study required a multi-year commitment on behalf of the participant, and assuming all the risks involved, the university offered full-ride scholarships to students willing to take part.
I gather I was one of those willing participants, huh?
My son Michael informed me that you were taking out student loans to pay for tuition, so I propositioned you with the idea, to which you agreed. So, in combination with the other participants, I began administering the test drug in small doses, gradually increasing it every 3 weeks for 3 months until reaching the maximum dose. When it came time to compare each subject's brain chemistry with their baseline, it yielded little change. Due to the low number of side effect manifestations observed, I secretly added a chemical compound aggressor to the drug, in hopes it would accelerate the synergistic effect in the brain.
Why would you change the drug's properties after administering the test for such a short period of time?
I only altered the drug in your case so I could compare the data with the other test subjects. The synergistic effect in your brain showed vast improvement over the original enhanced drug. I wanted to begin administering my drug creation on all the subjects immediately, but you were exhibiting side effects.
Side effects?
Your thought process was becoming irrational. Your anxiety levels were steadily increasing. And you were exhibiting violent behavior. Blinded by my obsession with developing a groundbreaking cure, I wasn't concerned with the side effects as much as isolating the synergistic compound in your brain. I figured I could eliminate the bugs causing the side effects in the drug later and just hope they wouldn't worsen.
It doesn't seem like very sound reasoning.
Indeed. Because of my ignorance, I eventually paid dearly. On October 30th that year, I was unable to administer a PET scan on you at the clinic that night due to your highly agitated state. So I drove you back to the townhome, of which I own, where you live and once shared with my two sons, Adam and Michael. As I was driving away, I realized it would be in my best interest to shield you from my sons during your fits of agitation for fear they might uncover my secret. I turned around to come get you, but I was too late. You had killed my sons in their sleep.
You're lying. I just told you what happened to them. I read about it in the newspaper.
I couldn't let the pharmaceutical company find out about my experiment with you, or else I'd lose the rights to the drug development and also my credibility. So I released a statement saying my son Michael had a severe mental disorder and murdered Adam. Then he committed suicide. I kept you here with me until everything blew over.
You're telling me the authorities bought that explanation?
It helps when you have influential friends like I do. Oh, and those newspaper clippings of which you read about their demise was planted in your home by me.
What?
After things had calmed down and I covered my tracks, I started processing the events of which I had caused. I fell into a deep depression, realizing that the Alzheimer's cure I invented would be a hollow victory, considering what it had cost me. I was full of regret, wishing I could change the past. Then one day, I was sitting in my office. I thought about the potential this drug had I was using for the cure. If it could restore memory, then surely it could erase it too. More specifically, erase the traumatic ones. All I would need to do is tweak the formula.
Kind of like wiping the brain clean and starting over?
No! Aren't you listening? I wanted to erase bad memories, not wipe the brain clean altogether.
You're insane.
I became obsessed with developing a drug that could expunge painful memories from the brain. All I needed to do was alter the current drug I was working on and administer it to a test subject. You. I developed a prototype and began giving you doses of it. After a year, I moved you back into my townhome where you committed the murderous act. The perfect environment for triggering traumatic memories. In the beginning, I came over once a week to give you your dose, and things were progressing well. But seeing you in that house made me feel resentment and anger towards you for murdering my sons.
Sounds petty. If what you say is true, then I was merely a pawn in your sick experiment.
I sent my colleague to administer the doses in my stead over the next few years.
Officer Jameson?
Hi, Mr. Beck.
Yes.
I'm Officer Jameson.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Officer, her name is Laura.
She was the one in charge of the investigation. I gave her that camera as evidence of the break-in I had a couple of years ago.
Laura told me you were acting strange when she gave me this. She told me you said there was footage of someone watching you?
Yes. I was being tormented by someone dressed in black.
There's nothing on this camera. I do know you discovered the surveillance cameras I put up around the house, but I had them removed for fear it would trigger an aggressive response. Perhaps that is the reason you thought someone was watching you. Tell me, who is this person dressed in black?
His name was Michael Brentwood.
Interesting. You associated Laura Jameson with being a police officer and Michael as an intruder. Whatever became of that investigation? Your long-term memory is definitely inhibited. I don't remember Laura mentioning anything about this in her monthly notes.
Jonathan?
Then some guy in a weird-looking zombie mask came and grabbed me from behind. From then on, it's real fuzzy.
What's he doing in that picture?
He was part of the Alzheimer's study. Why?
Well, we're friends.
You hardly knew each other. How could you have possibly had any interaction with him since the study?
He was at my home last year, helping me prepare for a Halloween party I was throwing. I remember we were attacked by some psycho maniac.
Was it Michael again?
No. This time it was... Eddie Ray Harrington.
How do you know that name?
I don't know.
How do you know that name?
I just said I don't know.
What is he doing snooping around? Well, it's not like he could extract anything from you. Besides, it's too late anyway.
What do you mean?
The Alzheimer's study concluded 6 months ago, and the FDA has the drug under review for approval as we speak. And soon, I will be submitting a drug for treating post-traumatic stress disorder. All thanks to you. Of course, I need to work out a few of the bugs from what I've just found out. But that's a purpose my son will serve.
Your son?
After I discovered my sons on the night of the murder, there was no hope for Michael. He was gone. But Adam was still clinging to life. I brought him back here where I kept him alive. I've been conducting experiments on him for the past 2 years. I gave his mind a reboot and found that I can control him entirely.
Brainwashing?
Yes, I can manipulate that drug to do anything I want. I can turn Adam into the perfect human being.
You've let all this go to your head. Where does it end, Dr. Brentwood?
For you, it ends tonight, as I will exact my revenge upon you. On the other side of this door is Adam, waiting to extinguish you from existence. I will untie your hands and you will open this door.
What if I refuse?
If you don't, then I will. And given your current predicament, I'd say you have no chance of escape. Even if you were to survive, you no longer have a place to go home to.
What?
While you were incapacitated these past few weeks, I moved all of your belongings out of your my townhome and put it in storage. That home is now to be used for the expansion of my studies.
This can't be happening.
Oh, but it is. Now, are you going to cooperate?
I will.
Yes, Adam! Kill him! Extinguish him from existence! No! What are you doing? Attack him, Adam! No!
This is Jonathan. No, he's dead. And they found the body in his house. I wasn't able to obtain the chemical formula. It's possible the prototype may have died with him. I already tried that. There's no sign of him, and his house is abandoned. The woman's missing too. I wouldn't know where to start, sir. I see. Understood. Goodbye, Mr. Harrington.